This time on Turtle Crossing Sailing. Yep, not a bad place to be marooned.
Let's go get some food. Season 3, here we come, bitches!
Last time on Turtle Crossing, we prepared to leave our anchorage in Coburg Marina as the bad weather began to roll in, headed for Frenchman's Bay on our long journey back to Hamilton Harbor. Our turtle, Mister.
We left at 5 this morning. There was a ton of traffic leaving at 5. It must be a good fishing time, but it was just like a convoy or a parade getting out of there. Everybody else went into deeper waters, I think, to fish. We set up our auto helm and we are now making way towards Frenchman's Bay. It is at least 10 hours away. I'm motoring it as quick as I can because there's supposed to be a storm later, so that's why we woke up so early, because after 5 there's supposed to be a storm, so we left at 5, hopefully there by 3. I'm kind of pushing the motor, so we're going faster than we normally go. Not a ton of wind, but when Sarah comes up we'll probably put out the foresail, see if it does anything to give us another half knot. But really we're just trying to push a little closer to Hamilton because there's no good weather windows between now and when I have to get back to work, and this is one of the better ones. Made me some coffee.
First the rain came, wet and cold, but gradually as the sun came up, the fog rolled in.
For the first time in our sailing adventure, I can't see shore on any side, and we've been a lot further from shore. It's just so foggy right now, so really counting on the magnetic poles not to shift or the navionics not to fail. But I know there should be shore right there, I just can't see it anymore. So that's a first.
It's pretty yucky out here.
waters are very calm, visibility is very good. 2 hours away from Frenchman's Bay. Our chart plotter had us going through what looks to be a whole bunch of rocks, so I've veered us off into the lake a bit more to avoid that shoal of rocks, and then we'll enter Frenchman's Bay. Sarah will radio in, ask for a slip. If nobody answers, we'll look for a slip and then ask for if we can stay there. Final approach into Frenchman's Bay. It is getting windier. Oh, does look like rowers in there. Teams of rowers.
There's rocks in the water that I can see, so I'm avoiding those right now on the starboard side.
Okay. Yeah. I just follow the markers.
It's a cute little town area.
Yeah, I like it here. So far.
I know. It's a rowboat.
I'll try radio one more time.
Sure.
Or do you want to just anchor and then row in and find somebody?
No, I don't want to just anchor because it does look really weedy. Frenchman's Bay Yacht Club, Frenchman's Bay Yacht Club, Frenchman's Bay Yacht Club. This is Mr. Turtle, Mr. Turtle, Mr. Turtle.
Pass port to port. Passing port to port.
Kind of have no choice. I gotta go through the channel. Frenchman's Bay Yacht Club. We were just wondering if you had a chance. So we made it in to our little slip. We had 3 people here to greet us and help us dock, which was super nice. And Chris and William are playing over at a tiny park that's over there. So I'm gonna take some of the garbage now and then I'm gonna go find those guys and get more settled in to the dock. We need to plug in and find some water because our water tank is now empty. A boat? They've got toys here? That's so nice. Holy smokes, William. You're so lucky. While the boys played and took a nap, I decided to go on an expedition for supplies. It turns out that the Frenchman's Bay Yacht Club is a bit far by foot to the grocery store, but it was some good exercise. We are on our way to a waterfront trail that is just beside the yacht club here, and it leads to a beach on Lake Ontario. Oh, well, look what I found. A perfect spot for our hammock. Look, Chris. What are you doing?
Building a tile.
Building a tower. What's Daddy doing?
Upstairs.
And I'm building a watchtower.
Sand everywhere.
Why?
I don't know, it just appears from
Did you bring the whole beach back with you?
Yeah, I don't know where though.
It was in his hair, he said.
It wasn't my hair, and then I wiped off my hair, and then there was more in it still, so I don't know.
have a shoe. I have a shoe.
Oh, you got me.
Yeah.
That's not very gallant of you. Sounds like thunder, but that's good because it's coming from Toronto and we're headed to Toronto tomorrow. So there's been thunder, lightning in the forecast for all week. So if it hits tonight, then hopefully it's clear for tomorrow.
Yeah, it's going a lot. We're just refilling the water tank right now, so.
Ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
We are preparing to leave Frenchman's Bay Yacht Club. Engine is started and warming up. We have 3 more lines to cast off, and then the goal is to head to Toronto, Henlands Point.
It was at this point where the engine died. Do you want to summarize what just happened?
Okay, yeah, so that was a lot of work. So we woke up this morning, try to get out of here early so that we can make it to Toronto and enjoy the day at Toronto for Sarah's birthday. But other things happened. So we started the boat like we normally do, let it warm up for 10 minutes. Started casting off the lines, and as we cast off the lines, the engine died. It just kind of like when you turn down the throttle, that's how we normally shut it off, is you just turn the throttle right down and it dies. So I had a feeling it had to do with lack of fuel.
Yeah.
We checked the fuel pump, and the fuel pump was piping red hot, so I assumed that
And we had only had it running for like a few minutes.
Yeah, we had only had it running for the 10 minutes, so it shouldn't have been that hot. So I assumed that it had kicked it. I think it's been a very long day. I think I troubleshot it right away, and I realized the pump was no longer pumping, so there wasn't any fluid. Like I disconnected the external side or the exit side, and there was no fuel getting through. So we called Napa, asked them to deliver. They said, oh, only if you're a business.
Christopher actually ran to Napa Auto Parts, which is an hour walk away from here. He is running back, he said.
Got it back, installed it. Still wasn't working. Ended up being a airlock somewhere in the line, so bled the system a little bit until it fired. Was real happy, but then monitored for 10 minutes and touched the new pump, and it was still lightning hot. So
we knew that.
So something's going on. I used to work as a diesel mechanic. I was an apprentice for a year, but I worked at a bus, like a school bus company. So first year apprentices mostly just did seat patches. So
to look at some of the engines.
My seat patch apprenticeship didn't really help me much, but I reached out to my old lead hand and my old foreman. Both were very, very helpful. Also reached out to the old owner, Steve, Steve gave us some of the history. He said it's been there since he owned the boat, but he thought that it only ran, built the pressure, and then shut off, and ours is running continuously. So both were running continuously, both of so maybe there's some sort of pressure switch somewhere in there that is malfunctioning. I have no idea. I don't know where I'd begin to check. Like, I double checked all the voltages. It doesn't seem to be anything wrong with the wiring. But I unplugged the new one that's overheating. It's an external inline fuel pump, because there is already a fuel pump attached to the engine that runs off the cam system. So I shut off the one that we just bought, and it's working without it. So I'm wondering why that one ever existed. Me and the old owner both assumed that it was because the fuel tank is so low that it was to bring the fuel up to get it to the point where the other pump can push it through the system, which might be the case. So we only ran it for a half hour to test. So that half hour it might have just been burning fuel that was already raised up and like in a reservoir. So we'll find out tomorrow. But if that is the case, I can turn on the new pump for 2 or 3 minutes to prime the system, and then the other, so just to, like, every half hour go down, prime the system, and then let it run from the old system, if that's what's going on. The plan is to leave as early as we can tomorrow, get into deep water, and start heading to Toronto. We'll probably put Hamilton in our GPS, and when we get to Toronto, we'll decide if we're headed home or stopping in Toronto, doing a check of what needs to be done, or how it went, and then do another. But if we go just a straight shot, it's like 14 hours or something from here.
Good morning. We're gonna try this again. We are about to cast off. Wish us luck. Thanks for watching, Sail fans. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.
Alright, you're probably clear to clear the port pot.
Drop it down.
Yeah, that should be good.
That can't be us, could it?
It's one of ours.
It is a type of marker that looks like ours. Let's see. Doesn't sound like it's struggling as much as it was.
Imagine if all
the
this,
marker the whole time.